Hey, Pete here from TechMyStressAway.com and welcome to part 3 of the WordPress membership crash course. In this lesson we're going to go through the setup wizard where we left off in the last lesson, and then we're going to look at some noteworthy settings, so just some settings that I just want to draw your attention to that you might find useful. Okay, so once it's activated, which is what we did in the last lesson, you can click this Run Setup Wizard. Now you can skip this if you want and just go straight through to the dashboard, but I'll just walk through this here just to set up one membership level. So I've clicked the Run Setup, and then we need to give this membership level a name. So for this example I'm just going to use Beginner's Course, and the BTTS is just for blog tutorial test site. So this is basically what the product's going to be called, so whatever you're calling this membership. Now there's a few options here. Now it says how long will the members have access to this level. Now in the first video, if you remember, we covered different types of membership. The terminology here is slightly different than what I was saying. So ongoing, if we hover over this tooltip, it just says that it'll give them access with no expiration. So there's no end date. They'll just have access to this all the time going forward, unless obviously they've cancelled the membership or anything like that. Now a fixed term membership or fixed terms with WishList member, we can see here that it says that you can actually set an expiration date. So if you're going to no longer get access to a specific membership, you can set it to a fixed term. And then here we've got the specific date. So say you wanted to say January next year or whatever, then you could give a specific date. Generally I always use this ongoing anyway, so they always have access to whatever content they've paid for, and I leave it on that. Now here you can say whether you want to automatically give this level access to specific content. Now this site's not got any content, so I'm just going to leave this as is. I would probably suggest that you handle that yourself anyway rather than using this here. So we'll just go on to the next step. This section gives you the option to go for approval. So after someone's paid and they're returned to register for the site, it's saying here, so when they actually register, when they fill in the registration form, does it require admin approval? So you can actually approve a membership first before they actually have access. I probably wouldn't recommend this. They want to be able to get hold of the content as soon as they've paid, but there may be situations where you want to, so you can do that. You can also get the member to confirm their email address, so similar to how you would get with the double opt-in with an email marketing service where they have to click a link to confirm their email address. You can set that up. Again, that's not something I generally do. And also here you can see here you can require them, obviously depending on your market, you may need to have them tick the terms and conditions. Again, that's not something I generally do, so I'm just going to leave this blank and then click on next. Now the next bit is to do with content protection, which I am going to go through these settings. These are important settings that I did mention. I haven't done this wizard for a long time, so I can't actually remember the steps, but this here, you can select automatically protect new pages and posts. Now if you tick this, which I would suggest you do, it will automatically protect it, so people won't be able to view the content. So when you add new content, people won't be able to see it straight away, which is obviously a good idea. If you're charging for this, if someone happens to find your site, or especially if it's an existing site, then you want to make sure that your content isn't accessible by anyone that's not a member. So I generally tick this. I will show you the option in the settings later on as well, because I was going to cover this. Another one that I was going to cover is this only show content for membership level. So when you have, say, something like a navigation, what you'll find is that if there's a link to the content, if you don't have this ticked, it will show the link to the content. Now if someone who's not logged in or is not a member clicks that link, it'll take them to a page to say you don't have access to this content. You might want to do that because you might want to push them to join or whatever, but I generally turn this off so links don't appear Now, if we click next, this here is where any emails that are sent to members. So I'm going to put my name and then the email address. So this is basically the name and the email address. Any internal emails that are sent by WishList, this is who they will be from. Now, if we go on to the next one, we can do integrations here. So like I said before, there is tons of integrations. We can see all different payment processors and shopping carts in here. Now, I'm not going to do this now because I'm going to set this up later in another video. Another one is the email providers that I've mentioned. So Aweber, ActiveCampaign, Drip, all the top ones are all there. So you can choose to do this now, or you can do it later, which is what I'm going to show you later. But obviously, if you've watched all the videos, you might want to do this at this point. So I'm going to leave them blank, and then I'm going to click Save. Now, that's saved everything. So if we click Exit Wizard, it takes us to the main dashboard for WishList member. So this is where you can see how many members you've got, active, cancelled, expired, etc. Your membership level, you can see there how many members you've got, etc. on there. Now, something worth pointing out is this links here. So we've got video tutorials. As I said, the documentation is excellent for WishList. So we've got tons of tutorials here. So there's something I've not covered, they'll probably have a video about it somewhere in the video tutorials. If we go back, we've got the help docs. This is like the main knowledge base home screen. So if you click on these, you can get back to the tutorials, which we've just seen here. So you can just go around there and find your way around for whatever you're trying to look for. Now, they are still working on this documentation because last year they went to version 3, where they totally rewrote the whole plugin. A lot of changes were made. The way the navigation of the whole settings and everything changed. So you may find there might be some crossover with the old version 2 and version 3, but they seem to have got this pretty much on the hand now since the last time I visited it. So just worth noting there. Now there's a support one here as well. If you click that, this will take you to the support section. Now I'm already logged into WishList from before, so it took me straight in. But if you click that link and you're not logged into WishList in the customer area, then it will ask you to log in, and then it will take you to this screen and you can create a ticket, view tickets, etc. So that's how you create like a support ticket. And the last one is the API docs. Now, if you are a developer, you may want to look at the API docs. If you're not very technical, then I wouldn't bother going there because it'll probably blow your mind. So just basically for anyone, developers or anyone that understands APIs, you can have a look at the documentation there. So the last bit of this video now, I just want to go through some important options that are probably worth covering. So the main bit here is under the advanced options. We will have a look at some of the other options as we do things as we go through the rest of the course, but these are just things that I want to cover. So if we go advanced options, this will take you to where all the global defaults are. So this is where, when we entered the name and email address, this is where it's stored. So if you ever want to change it going forward, you can do that here under admin info. There are some other global options, so error pages, which you'll see if someone tries to access content that they're not a member, it'll show like the non-members. So again, we've got these little tooltips to explain more. Redirects, so you can send someone to a particular page after they first register. So say you wanted to do a welcome page or a welcome video or something like that for the first time after they've registered, you can set a specific page here, and then after that you can do after login pages, so wherever you want to take them after they log in after that. Or if you have this set and you don't have this set, after they register they'll go to this after login page, so you can set that here. After log out, so I'm not going to go through everything again. Tooltips, but just so you know, this can be done. The protection tab, there is something that I wanted to show you here. So that one where we set the only show content for each membership level, you can disable and enable that here. And also the automatically protect new content, that's there as well. Now these are global things, so say you had more than one membership, you could create like global emails. So for example, after someone registers for the membership, you can set what you want in the email, and also you can have an admin notification, so when someone registers you can get an email. Now these can all be done on specific levels, or they can be done globally, so you do have that option of both. So that's worth checking out if you have more than like one type of membership. You may want to do that on a membership level rather than using the global. Now if we go to other, the next setting that I wanted to show you was this one here. So members can update their user info. So because this is WordPress based, when someone registers for a membership, they're given a user account. So as we can see here, they'll show in your list of users. So that means that they can access WordPress backend. Now obviously they can't get through all the admin menus and all that kind of thing, but they can get through to their subscriber account, and it'll show them where they can change the name and stuff like that. You may want them to be able to do that. I generally turn this off, so I don't want them going into any part of WordPress and be able to, you know, change anything. So I suggest turning that off. Again, that's totally up to you. The next thing I want to show you is under logins. So if I click logins, and we'll see this option here. This is a relatively new option, and basically it's another WordPress thing where you can disable the WordPress admin bar. So if we go to the actual site, you see this across here. This is the admin bar. So this is where you can access your dashboard and stuff like that when you're logged in. Now as a user, as a subscriber, they will see this admin bar. Now obviously again, they won't have the same options as you. They can only go to their subscriber account and edit the profile. So if you want to disable that, which I recommend, you can click that there and turn it on, and that will stop the admin bar showing on the front end when they're logged in. So that's definitely a feature I think is worth switching on. Now you can go through all the other options. Like I said, I'm not going to go through everything because they do have videos and tooltips, so it's quite self-explanatory, a lot of the stuff. But the other one that I wanted to just show you is under miscellaneous, and it's actually disabled by default. This used to be enabled, I think, by default. So if you just want to make sure that the powered by WishList member doesn't appear in the footer, you can obviously leave that disabled. If you're an affiliate and you actually want to promote WishList member, you can turn that on and then enter your affiliate ID, and when someone clicks the link and if they go through to buy, you'll get the credit and get a commission. So that's just up to you. Obviously that'll depend on what market, if it makes sense in the market you're in. And that's everything I wanted to cover in this video.